Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I believe, let me look one more time just to make sure that I picked up the right box. Yeah, this was sent to me by Tri-State EDC, who you should all be very familiar with. I just want to say congratulations to him. He just recently crossed the 10,000 subscriber mark, which is very cool. I remember getting there myself, and that's a long road. So definitely a big deal. I can't wait to see what Tri-State brings for 2024. If you're not subscribed to Tri-State, make sure that you do that. It's absolutely worth it. His content is amazing. But this was most likely a knife that's being passed around, and it's just my turn with it. So I can't remember what it is. We're gonna find out together. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Okay, let's go ahead and open it up here. I got his information and my information all over the box, so give me a sec here and just make a cutoff camera. And we have a box here. There we go. So what do we have? Put a bubble wrap. Is it something from Wii? I don't know. Maybe the pouch is not necessarily who it's from. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, I don't think this is a Wii knife. Definitely. Hold on a sec. Let's find out what the heck this is. So here's the note here. Yo, Big Papa. This is the Monochrome _EDC Axiom, made by Bestech. Okay, there we go. This is his first ever knife design, which is nuts. Not sure on release dates quite yet, but he's trying to keep the price around $275 to $300. Okay, this prototype is in LMAX, but that may change in the future. Enjoy, Tri-State. So there you go. You have all the information that I have currently. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, the sound of that was, ooh. Yeah, action's very good. Let's listen to that again. Oh, that's nice. That's a real nice. I always say it sounds like somebody throwing a handful of pennies into a very large pile of pennies. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Huge hologram, crazy hologram blade. Let's look at that. Woo! There we go. Very, very nice. So again, this is a prototype, and I'm sure that there will be additional changes. Here's what I think is interesting. We don't see a lot of newer designs with external stops. Now, they don't necessarily have to be external, but I guess it's a pin stop on the left and right-hand side of the blade. This is something that I have always been a fan of. I've noticed that there's a greater consistency. I used to say, and this is still partially true. I want to say this. I used to say a lot more, this helps mitigate pressure away from the pivot in the event that you are, doing kind of an awkward, twisty cut. And while that is technically true, it's not much. You're not mitigating much pressure away from the pivot. Really, the main benefit, which I used to note as the secondary benefit, the primary benefit is stability while maintaining quality action and good centering. So instead of a single point of contact, which is what we usually get on designs with a single stop pin, and obviously there's variables, right? The lock type, things like that, right? But if we're all comparing apples to apples here, instead of a single point of contact, you get 2 points of contact since there's a lug on each side, and so it is bracing on both sides of the pivot. Lockup is usually just superb, but then action also. Fantastic action, since there's no additional friction created during this part of the blade's journey back into the closed position. There's no additional friction there. It's only on lockout, and then back here you get really, really nice action, right? So you can kind of get that pivot set up exactly the way that you want it, get the centering correct, which is, you can see here, it's very good. So yeah, I'll tell you right now, the deployment on this knife is perfect, both in terms of deploying it with the thumb or using your index finger and reverse flicking it. There's also no double clutch thanks to the positioning of this choil here. And access to the lock bar is very good, despite not having a cutout on the lock bar that's raised, or I'm sorry, a cutout on the show side scale that's cut below the lock bar here. But you can see there's some nice scalloping. It just knocks down. It's very easy to disengage. Action's very, very good. Yeah, I like that a lot. Also, I'm a big fan of this sort of, whatever we call this ergonomic design, where it comes to the end of the frame and the blade comes out on the choil, or it's usually on a taller, it's almost like the Spyderco Shaman style, right? Where the choil comes down and the blade is lower than the bottom of the scales here. So it's basically just an extension, an ergonomic extension of the handle, and I like that because it's a safe area. It also creates for a larger choke up position than normal, right? If we have like cutout, then you have this, a lot of times, like if it's a flipper, then you have this big jutting flipper right here, and that creates much less room for your index finger to be comfortable. You kind of have to jam it in there, which I don't like, but not on this design. This is good. Sorry, finger on the lock bar there. I'm just trying to reverse flick it with my left hand, which you can do, okay? I want to test out that edge there real quick. I'll provide links, and whatever links I can, I'll provide links down in the description. No promises on availability. Yeah, that piece of paper kind of exploded apart. Obviously, you know, aggressive hollow grind and very thin behind the edge. So, Axiom. Okay, cool. I think maybe we should measure and weigh it real quick. My coffee is in the way today. Okay, overall length of the Axiom coming in at 8 1/4. That's a number I like. 8 1/4, good deal. Overall blade length, are you kidding me? Good God. Okay, for those of you who measure all the way to the base of the frame, it's 3.85 inches. If you're like me and you measure to the middle of the frame, it's 3.75 inches. In any case, cutting edge looks to be about 3.3 because of the very generous forward choil there. How about weight? Let's do that real quick. Do we have milling for weight reduction? We actually do. Again, though, this is one of those stats that almost always changes from prototype to production because there's lines are changed and maybe the total amount of internal milling has changed, right? 4.55 ounces, considering this is what I would call a full-size knife. Not an XL knife, but a full-size knife at 8 1/4 inches. I don't really have a problem with that. Some people might. Full titanium frame locks is generally what you're going to get there. And then, you know what? I don't even have my size comparison knives out here. Let's get them out. Here they are. Just a couple of size comparisons really, really quick. While I've got this one on the table, we'll do the Demco 80-20.5. And then let's do the Ontario Rat. That's always a good one. Let's do the Hodeca. I just feel like maybe that's a decent one to do. Let's do the Spyderco Para 3. And what's another good one? I think probably the Spyderco PM2. Whoops, dropping knives all over the place. Spyderco PM2, there you go. So this is very, very close to the overall size of the Spyderco PM2. It's just quite a bit taller, right? Okay, that's going to do it for the unboxing. If you're not familiar with my channel, this is not a review. This is not how I do reviews. This is just an unboxing and first impressions, right? Which is all I'm capable of doing. It's all anybody's capable of doing immediately out of the box, experiencing the knife for the first time. After a few weeks of carry and light use, I don't go into the bush with my knives, but using my knife as a regular everyday Joe for a bit, I'll put all the details together, get some details from the manufacturer, from Tri-State. Anybody actually down in the comments, if you know more about this knife than I do, it's always nice to read comments and things about the product I'm unboxing. After that, I'll put together a full comprehensive review for you to digest if you want to. And yeah, that'll be great. So anyways, thanks again to Tri-State. Congrats again to Tri-State. That's going to be pretty much it for me today. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.